Economic diversification has increased the UAE economy's resilience to overcome current economic challenges, as the country is expected to achieve a GDP growth rate of 3.5% this year. That's according to the UAE Minister of Economy, His Excellency Sultan bin Saeed Al Mansouri. The minister's comments came during his keynote address at the second edition of the UAE Economic Planning Forum, which began today in Ras Al Khaimah. During the forum, His Excellency Al Mansouri added that the UAE's economic growth is on target to reach 1.6 trillion dirhams by the end of 2015, which was largely attributed to income diversification by decreasing reliance on oil. As part of the UAE Vision 2021, the minister further stressed that the country aims to achieve annual growth rate of 5% in the non-oil sector through investments in renewable energy and attracting foreign direct investment. Commenting on the achievements, His Excellency Al Mansouri stated that the country has made tremendous leaps throughout its 44-year history, particularly over the last decade, where it attracted more than $100 billion in foreign direct investment. At present, oil contributes around 30% toward the GDP, and according to His Excellency Al Mansouri, the government aims to limit the contribution of oil towards the GDP down to 20% over the next few years.
It's not only the federal government that has to be focusing on the initiative on innovation. The local governments have also a role to play in this, and this is the message we want to get into the rest of the decision makers in the local governments. Our agenda at the end of the day, our strategy is a cumulative of all the agendas and the economic strategies of the different emirates. I think the UAE is faring very well because, we are a strong economy, the budget is well balanced. A lot of the project has been completed, and we have a plan that we have not really diverted from in terms of the budget that has been allocated at the federal level, and we will continue to spend as per what is needed. But at the same time, of course, we, just like everywhere else in the world, we look carefully at what is happening outside of here, and hopefully these countries will be able to resolve the issues that is happening in the economies of these countries, because the cycle of the prices of oil is depending also on the cycle of economies of countries like China, Europe, and the US.
In order to decrease reliance on oil, speakers at the forum added that individual emirates should focus on creating innovation-based economies. According to the UAE Minister of Energy, Suhail Mohammed Al Mazroui, the country aims to reduce energy consumption by 10%, as the current subsidies cost the country $35 billion per annum. Among the key strategies recommended by speakers during the forum included investments in renewable sources of energy and increasing opportunities to attract more foreign direct investment.
Now just 1/3 of the economy coming, or the generation of production coming from the oil sector. And this, I think this also proportion will go down in the next years. And this is very important, which means that we have to look to the economy, very important, and also to innovate. For that reason, this forum coming and all this activity at the federal level, going to the idea of finding innovative ways, either at the solar system, at the economic, the main production sectors that we have. We are looking for innovation. I had been in a visit to Japan last week as a delegate, member of the delegate of Ministry of Economy, and we are talking about this idea, how we can get or transplant an innovation from Japan to here, and so and kind of these things.
The IMF yesterday cut its forecast for global economic growth for the second time in a year, as it warned of the impact of a collapse in commodity prices and China's economic slowdown. The fund's estimate for global growth in 2015 was cut to 3.1%, which is its second downgrade in a year. In July, it expected global growth of 3.3%, also a downgrade from last October's projection of 3.8%. This 0.7 percentage point cut to its forecasts, the equivalent to a drop of $870 billion in output growth, has been led by a collapse in the price of commodities, as China's economy slows, reducing the global economy's largest source of demand for extracted resources. For commodity exporting nations, growth will slow to 4% this year, down from 4.6% last year. These countries, which include the oil exporting nations of the Arabian Gulf, account for about half of the global economy. Saudi Arabia has had a better than expected 2015, as high oil output has continued to support growth. The IMF now expects the kingdom will grow by 3.4% this year, faster than the 2.8% growth in forecast in August. Additionally, the IMF stated last week that the looming rise in US interest rates, which affects dozens of countries that peg their currencies to the dollar, including the UAE, could lead to a wave of bankruptcies in emerging market economies, as companies that took advantage of the lowest interest rate in recent history find their debt burdens growing to unaffordable levels. The government of Dubai, acting through the Department of Finance, has announced that the $500 million fixed-rate note issued on October 4, 2010, under its $4 billion medium-term note program dated October 28, 2009, reached maturity on October 5 this year. Upon maturity, all the notes were redeemed in full by making the required payment through the paying agent to the holders of the notes, along with accrued interest. Abdul Rahman Saleh Al Saleh, the Director General of the Department of Finance, said that this settlement reaffirms Dubai government's commitment to deal with its repayment obligations in a proactive manner. It also strengthens the government's resolve to honour all its financial obligations on time. Dubai Industrial City has announced its performance review for 2015, showing a 59% increase in gross profits and 28% growth in revenue compared to the same period in 2014. In addition to registering robust growth, DIC has attracted more than 680 new business partners, with a further 149 new companies from different segments of the industrial sector joining this year, all of which are either in the process of design or construction. Commenting on the results, Abdullah Belhoul, the CEO of Dubai Industrial City, stated that its 2015 results largely mirror the performance of the industrial sector of the UAE, adding that they are confident that land leasing will continue to drive growth over the course of the year. Dubai Industrial City was established in 2004 to accelerate the growth and expansion of the UAE's industrial sector. Spanning more than 55 square kilometres, it is located next to the Al Maktoum International Airport and the Jebel Ali Port.